Right now, on this day after the end of the winter storm, brutal cold is becoming the top story of the winter storm of 2026, and it's going to be in Kentuckiana for several days. The snow stopped last night, but the melting will take quite a bit. Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. At least 20 people have died in that brutal winter storm that swept across more than 24 states.
Now, let's get more on the wind chills tonight. Some numbers we haven't seen in quite some time. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell is with us. And Mallory, those numbers you're talking about are really close to what we had in the winter storm in '94.
So yeah, the coldest temperature Louisville has ever recorded, 22 degrees below zero. Thankfully, our actual air temperatures will not get that cold tonight because we're not dealing with that foot of snow in Louisville, but our wind chills could get close. What it actually feels like could get down to 15 to 20 degrees below zero. Now, if you've been out today, road conditions looking a lot better once you get to the main surface streets or if you get to the interstates as well, but you have to be able to dig yourself out of your driveway and your neighborhood. And that's the toughest part because temperatures have been very, very cold. So even though the sunshine is helping the roads that have been prepared really ahead of time and salted afterwards, our air temperature is sitting at 12 degrees. So that snow and sleet mixture is becoming harder and harder to clean up. Our wind chills are continuing to drop down below zero. That's because we are dealing with a wind coming in from the west around 10 to 15 degrees above normal. Here's a look at our winter storm reports from over the weekend in case you missed it last night. Seymour coming in with 14 inches of snowfall. Our double digits did stay north of the river simply because we had hours of sleet Saturday night. In Louisville at the airport, we had more than an inch of moisture or water over the weekend, and if all of that was snow, that's 10 to 12 inches of snow, but we only picked up 5.9 due to all that sleet cutting into it. 5 to 8 inches is what we ended up with across the Louisville metro area. A light glaze, definitely from some of that sleet. The farther south that you went, you definitely had more sleet and freezing rain mixing into it all. And then south of the parkways, that's where we had more of that glaze on the power lines and the trees and caused those higher concerns for power outages. Snow is now off to our east. Visible satellite, though, showing where the snowpack is today. You can see that on a clear day. All the little white specks, that's all that fresh snowpack there, and that's going to make it feel even colder tonight. Our extreme cold warning in place with wind chills as low as 20 below zero. We'll take a full look at our 7-day forecast. That's coming up here shortly, guys.
Mallory, thank you. Today, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says there have been 3 deaths in our state, and they may be connected to this weekend's winter storm.
He says one could possibly be related to someone using a generator for warmth, but he didn't specify where that happened.
I think we've got 3 deaths that we're investigating, and whether or not they were caused by this storm, we don't want any others. Check on your neighbors. Just make sure they're okay.
Always important there. And meantime today, Mayor Craig Greenberg announcing the extra snow plows he brought in are now helping plow side streets. So those are contractors.
Road conditions have vastly improved, and that's encouraging. But it's important, and I say this clearly, improved does not mean every road is safe and fully passable. We still have some slick spots out there.
Hopefully people will stay home for the remainder of today to give our crews as much time for the rest of the day, let the sun do its work, and get through the night before tomorrow.
There are 60 Metro snow plows, 60 Metro snow removal crews. Add to the 10 of the contractors that they brought in. We have a total of 70 working the city now. And the city says those crews will continue working throughout the day and nighttime hours until the roads are safe.
And speaking of roads, let's get straight out to our Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Jessica Farley joining us live now. They are driving around the city.
Well, Alexandra, everybody's going to need their sunglasses all of a sudden. We've had so many days of clouds and snow coming out of the sky. It's quite the different scene out there on this Monday.
Hey, Doug, Connie, yeah, the sun is out, but when it comes to the road here, there is sort of 2 different headlines per se. Number one, the roads on the snow map are pretty good to go, but the roads that are not, well, that's a different story. I'll give you a good look. We're in downtown Louisville right now. We're about to head on to Armory Place, and the snow is a little bit more caked on. As you can see, the driving here is a little bit more unstable, but photojournalist Jessica Farley is behind the wheel with me, and all day we've spoke with residents who are turning this storm recovery into a moment to show a little bit of humanity.
top priority list for what you need for Snowmageddon: a shovel and top shelf tequila.
This salt right here, I scooped this up off of the freeway, or off the side of the road like last week from that other ice storm.
I went to the stores, they don't got shovels, and nowhere around will DoorDash a shovel. So it's so hard that you have to use something other than the plastic shovels they're selling.
So if you try to shovel it out with a flat head, you're not going to get anywhere. You hit the clumps like that. This is the shaker, that's the mover.
Hopefully everybody has shovels because it's not working.
I just dug out the front as best as I can and then tried to make a path for the rear tires to follow.
Here it comes. Woo!
Problem is, once you get out, who knows if that spot's going to be available when you come back.
Y'all need to borrow a shovel? We may. We got to take care of each other, especially these days.
I don't really plan for this at all, but anything to get her back home.
We're just all working together, and I think it's that spirit of, we'll get through this together. Don't get frustrated because it's not going to get us through anything, right?
You have to keep your sense of humor because it can't be in balance to be so grim, because you'll never dig your way out of it, no matter how much shovels and tequila you have.
We came to a bit of a stop here on Armory Place, and we're gonna crawl down this road a little bit. You can see the snow is just caked on here. You can see to both my right and my left, but specifically on the right side of me, all of the snow is really blocking this lane here. And again, as I've been saying, that this is sort of a different story than some of the roads on the snow map that are definitely cleared. You can see that they've had a lot of attention from these snow plows, whether it's snow plows from the city or these contractors. But we'll continue to keep you updated on the road conditions here. But we're live in the Metro. Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side. Doug, Connie, back to you.
Love the woman you interviewed there. Work hard, shovel the streets, and invite the neighbors over for a little tequila.
You gotta love the attitude, right? That's perfect. All right. Well, Louisville may not have gotten as much snow as predicted, but southern Indiana sure did when the winter storm shifted north.
It shifted big time, just a few miles though. WHS11's Alex Dieterer. And photojournalist Aspen Hester continue to cover southern Indiana, where they've been since Saturday. Alex, you're now in Seymour. How much more snow did they get than us?
Doug, Connie, quite a bit. So here in Seymour, they saw about a foot of snow, and you can see right behind us this big snow pile that has been plowed off of the parking lot here at the Jackson County Public Library. And our trusty yardstick doesn't even do it measures. It just continues to tower over it. But again, this has all been plowed off of the parking lot. While the main roads and some of these parking lots have been plowed and are clear, it's more of the side roads and the residential areas that are to be concerned of. So right now, what Jackson County EMA is saying is to just be patient and take it nice and slow. The county has had their entire crew of up to 20 crew members out on the roads for you as soon as that snow started to fall. And earlier today, Jackson County was actually downgraded from a travel warning red status to an orange status. And now what that means is that emergency crews now have the ability once again to transfer patients from the hospital. But again, travel is still not advised.
If you do have to go out, use extreme caution. If not the snow, the coldness. We're going to be having bitterly cold continued temperatures tonight through tomorrow. And we just want to encourage people, if you can, stay home.
I also spoke to the Indiana Department of Transportation earlier today, and they tell me they have now moved into cleanup operations, but says they're still seeing traffic start to pick up along the state roads as well. So just again, we want to reiterate that you are advised to stay off the roads if you can. While the sun is shining, we see these big piles of snow all across Jackson County, and it's going to take quite a little bit for those to melt away, especially as we move into those dangerously cold temperatures. Again, here in southern Indiana, it's been an all hands on deck situation since Saturday. Live in Seymour with photojournalist Aspen Hester, Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
All right, Alex, we appreciate your reporting up there. And in Nelson County, the emergency management director believes they got between 1/10 of an inch and 1/4 inch of ice.
WHS11's Travis Breeze and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are covering Bardstown today to see how the ice recovery is going.
The ice made driveways extra stubborn in Nelson County.
And that's why we're raising the prices a little bit.
But it was opportunity for longtime friends Amonte Marshall and Aiden Busich.
About every 30 minutes we've had 2 or 3 people call. I think we're at 6 after this one, just in this neighborhood alone.
The feels-like temperature was 4 degrees as they shoveled this driveway. Busich says it's all about mindset.
It feels like it's about 45 and sunny.
Close to the city center, you could see ice encasing power lines and trees. Thankfully, power outages have been minimal.
They told us Friday night late that they were moving us into the 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch range, and I think that's probably what we got.
Emergency Management Director Brad Metcalf says they've used 400 to 500 tons of salt this weekend.
Ended up with the overnight temperatures getting down into the single digits. That hard layer got so hard that our plows would bounce off the top of it.
Metcalf sent us one photo of a KYTC salt truck that tipped over while plowing Monday. He said the driver had minor injuries and was taken to the hospital. This is Deatsville Road, or State Highway 523. It's one of the roads that Metcalf told us would be the worst in the county. There are definitely still some slick spots, but you can see with the sun hitting it, the pavement is starting to reappear. By about 3:30 p.m., much of the ice had melted off the trees. That means more driveways for Busich and Marshall.
10 or 15 minutes with no ice. You're looking at anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour probably.
People using different methods to break up the ice. Don't overwork yourself, even if business is booming.
Really just on Facebook, and then we're asking the people that we do if they know anybody just to let us know, and we'll knock it out for them.
In Nelson County with senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton, Travis Breeze, WHAS11 on your side.
And Brad Metcalf said they're very much looking forward to temperatures being in the low 20s tomorrow.
Yeah, he says they got about 5 hours of sleet overnight on Sunday morning, but the roads are looking a lot better today than yesterday. Good news there. And as a reminder, you can stay up to date with any forecast updates and watch our live newscasts on the WHAS 11 mobile app. That's where we want to send you important weather updates straight to your phone. It's free to download from your app store.